Well, another day out in the sunshine and blue skies again, so we decided to go up into the hills once more. And today we're going to somewhere which is locally known as Utsikten. Basically means the view. And if you just take a look up there, you can see where there's a little bit of snow in the hills there. That's where we're going to be heading to, but we have to go pretty much up there and then along through the forest and up. It's quite a climb, but it's a nice walk. So we'll see how it goes. So we've got a choice here. There's several ways to go. We're going to Utsikten, which is 2.2 kilometers from this point. And to start with, we've got quite a bit of ice to deal with. So we'll see how we go. That's literally a river of ice here. In the summer, the water flows down this path from the top of the hill. And obviously now with the cold we've had, it's just frozen into solid ice. Good job I've got the crampons on. So the bulk of the climbing is done now, and we're levelled off into the forest. And right in front of us is a beautiful tarn called Hellemvannet. As you can see, it's frozen over solid still, even though it's bathed in sunshine at the moment. And we came up here in the summer, and you could see the fish jumping in here. Really, really lovely. The only thing you can hear is the water as it's going over the overflow. So as we come through the forest, we come upon this nice little cabin, which is used by sort of small groups of people to come up here and enjoy the scenery and the outdoor life. So ploughing our way through the forest, and what we've come across here, it's not actually a lake, but it's an area that's marshy in the summer, and obviously it's frozen over and the snow settled on it. It's so quiet though, unbelievable. No traffic, no birds, nothing. So this piece of water you can see in the distance there has got a beautiful name. It's called Jordbærtjern, which in English means strawberry tarn. What a lovely name. Well, we're nearly here now. The last few yards. You can see that the view is starting to open up. So there we are, Utsikten, the view, Jordbærtjern, Strawberry Tarn, and Boss Hytte. That was that cabin that we saw. And here we are. This is why it's called the view, because it is quite a view. So down below us is the town where we live, and you can see the fjord stretching off in the distance and the hills in the far distance. You can also get a feel for the size of the fruit areas they have here. You can see the lines of trees, and it literally stretches for miles. Well, in good camping traditions, got the kettle on, and today we've got a real treat. It's chicken sandwiches. We had a good roast chicken dinner on Sunday, bubble and squeak yesterday, and to top it all, chicken sarnies. Can't be bad. Treating myself to a new cup. Don't know if you like it. Actually, it was my sister that bought it for me. Nice to think she thinks so highly of me. Cheers. Nice. Well, that was a nice little break. Cup of tea. Chicken sandwich. We actually sat there for a while in the sun. It was very pleasant, I have to say. Found a nice little bit where there was no wind. Must have been about 15 degrees, or at least it felt that way anyway. So now we're heading back through the forest, and we'll be back down through the ice and home. Nice little trip. So we made it safely back down to the main lake up here, Hellenvannet. Still bathed in sunshine, blue sky. We've been all this time out and we haven't met a single person. It's incredible, really. I thought the river of ice walking up the hill was going to be difficult, but this looks pretty impossible. It's just dig in with your grips and hope for the best. Hopefully finished with the ice now, so the crampons can come off and we can start to walk on normal roads again. Feels good. I just want to show you this little hut here. It's called a stabur. Basically it's a traditional larder, so you would keep your food in it during the winter, and normally they're built so that the mice can't get up into them and eat your food up. Cute little thing. You see them dotted all over the place in Norway. Well, that's it for another day. Probably done about 6-7 kilometers, something like that. Feels a lot more, but very nice to be out in the warm air again. See the blue sky and the sun. So now it's back and it's time for a cuppa. See you in the next one.